with we are going to start with the register. We are going to start with the register. The moment camera faces you, you will just give your name. You just give your name.
Alan Masini. Alan Masini.
Na useme kwa sauti ya
wasikie Boniface.
Sema kwa sauti tafadhali.
Elvis Ouma.
Buda, umekula?
Elvis Ouma. Ibara Brighton. Sebastian Madani. Thomas Shikanga. Freeze Chonge. Wahanu Melvin. Eras Mkono. Rana Kalongo.
Buda. Hiyo sauti.
Francis Chisoli. Owe Nairo.
Fanuel Waka.
Washington Nama.
Osno Chia.
Amariat Olva.
Mondi Samuel.
Horace Bulinga. Festo Hisia. Steven Ojiambo.
So we shall do a presentation, and I hope the group is ready.
Elvis Wanga. Kevin Wafula. Okwako Timothy. Tanya Regan.
Anybody who has not heard his name? Hallelujah. So we are going to continue. Which group is presenting today? Yes, who is presenting? You remember how we did it last week? You will give us the question that you are presenting, and then you can go ahead and present. If the whole group is presenting, each person will present his own part. And please, volume, sababu hatuna hiyo microphone, yeah?
Good morning, members. Good morning. Yes, Group D, presenting 10 questions, but I'm going to tackle 2 of them, then the rest members will keep on from there. The question goes by, list 3 characteristics that distinguish entrepreneurs from a business person and provide an example. So, and our solution, we managed to distinguish various examples, and we mentioned a number of characteristics that I'm going to go through. So, here, number 1, characteristics number 1 that can distinguish entrepreneur from a business person, and furthermore, I provide an example. Characteristic number 1 is a vision and long-term goals. If I explain further, is that entrepreneurs often have a vision for a transformative impact on a society or specific industry, driving them to pursue ambitious long-term goals. So, for that characteristics or for that future, here is an example supporting such a statement that an entrepreneur can envision a world where electric vehicles are to developing affordable with the company. So we find that now entrepreneurs bring some productivity or some special feature onto that company by affording a developing vehicle inside a company. So it just supports that vision and entrepreneur that long-term goals brings to them to have such a ambitious on long term. So characteristics number two, states that flexibility and adaptability. So as an entrepreneur must be flexible and have adaptability or being adapted for such a business. So supporting typically need to be highly adaptable by providing quickly in the response to market feedback or changes onto the business. Such an example brings that an entrepreneur realizes their original product concept that is not gaining transaction. So it must that they must be flexible and have adapt by gaining the concept and transaction onto the business so that they might be raise up such a business. So characteristic number three states that they must be resources acquisition. They must acquire resources. Such a point brings us to know that entrepreneurs excel at identifying and acquiring resources. By acquiring those resources, they must be capitally talented and have some technologies needed to launch their venture and their business, often through network and creating funding methods. An example that supports such a statement is that an entrepreneur secures its business by funding to launch a consumer product. We find that they must be a resources, they must acquire resources acquisition for supporting and launching such a consumer product. For our last statement, and giving characteristics that can distinguish an entrepreneur from a business person is that entrepreneur has to risk tolerance. Risk tolerance means that here is that often embarrass higher levels of risk when starting a new venture. You find that before an entrepreneur brings himself or herself into a business, he or she must risk tolerance. So risking such a tolerance by starting a new venture is an example of this, that an entrepreneur launches a tent setup focused on developing groundbreaking artificial intelligence product. Is such an example that supports entrepreneur when he or she begins a business, that it is tolerant. So that's our first question. Whenever you not get it clear, you can raise up, or if you have an issue, you can raise up your hand so that you find an issue, you find out a solution before I move on to the next question. Yeah, is there anybody having an issue concerning the characteristics that can distinguish an entrepreneur from a business person? Then go ahead and provide an example. If there is no, then I'm moving to the next question that states that compare and contrast the roles of innovator and imitator in entrepreneur. That's question number 12 that I'm tackling. So before I move further to this question, we need to know who are innovators and who are imitators. First of all, we find that innovators are individuals who introduce new ideas or new products in a business. And imitators are individuals that replicate existing idea, products, or business models. So students, after finding out the meaning of innovators and imitators, then it's when you can compare and contrast their roles. And to our points as we discussed, we find that innovators, one of their roles drive entrepreneurship by introducing new ideas and technologies, taking on risk and educating markets. We find that it is their role to drive entrepreneurship by introducing new ideas. That's one of their roles. Their role number two is that imitators follow in their footsteps of innovators, replicating successfully ideas. So we find that replicating successfully ideas with minor modification is our second role that we find out innovators and imitators do what? They include and touch base. Then for our next statement states that innovators lead in associating with innovation. Therefore, changes their disruptive and growth concepts in business. So we find out their role here of innovator is that they are optimistic in both playing a crucial role in a business. For the imitators to do what? To focus on the efficiency of their capitalization. Our last statement concerning the role of imitators and innovators. Innovators include setting and pushing boundaries, while imitators provide stability and refine existing ideas in business. We find that here they provide stability in business concerning the growing up or keeping in their roles of entrepreneurship. That innovators, they provide stability and refine existing ideas. Up to that point, if you've not get it clear concerning the question, to compare and contrast roles of innovators and imitators in entrepreneur, then you can raise up your hand so that we find out a solution. Is there anybody who has not found out clear concerning the contrasting the roles of imitators and innovators in an entrepreneur? If there's no anyone, then I'd like to usher in our next patient to represent number 13 and 14. And the welcome.
Before we take the next, you can just, before we take the next, let us recognize the latecomers. Hallelujah. The latecomers. Yes, your name, the latecomer.
I'm not Roland,
but
I'm not the latecomer.
Oh, you're not a latecomer?
Yeah.
How could you late? All right. Are you a latecomer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Idi Angati.
Natasha Lumbasi.
The other latecomer? Mwingine nani? Huyu nimemalizana na yeye. Huyu wa bag. Nyinyi hamko hapa. Mko hapa. All right. Wa bag ni nani?
Rogers here.
Another latecomer. So, as usual, we normally appreciate mtu mwenye ameweza kuja hapa mbele, and we know that it is not very easy for somebody to present hapa mbele, because of the butterflies. Najua, even the person who is next, tayari butterflies zimeanza kufanya nini? Yes. So let us just appreciate the person who's just ni nani huyo? Ni nani? Just wewe utasikia utamu. Hallelujah. Sugua, 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 sugua. Vuta, vuta, lipua. Very good. Unaona vile ana smile, anasikia utamu. So next presenter can continue. You are presenting which question? Question 13. What will you present, Gani? Question 11 and 12. Okay.
Yes, morning class. Yeah, these are the I'm going to present number 13. Number 13 is talking about the motivation factors of entrepreneur. The question reads, discuss internal and external motivation factors that drive entrepreneurs. And it goes ahead to say that who do you think is more influential? So under the motivation factors, when we are discussing this question, we come to understand there are more motivation factors that can motivate an entrepreneur to invest in a given environment. First, we look what is the motivation factors. Thereby, we come to learn that entrepreneurs are often motivated by passion for their ideas or vision. A business person may be motivated by opportunities for financial gain, stability, or career advancement within the existing organization. For example, there is a person called Elon Musk, who invented the founder of SpaceX and Tesla. This is just the organization that these things to do with vehicles. Yeah. So motivation factors are things like motivation factors. We start by look the internal factors. Whereby internal factors, these are factors which deal with the personal gain. First point is passion. Whereby person, we come to understand that entrepreneurs are often driven by deep passion for their business ideas or industries. Point number 2 is personal fulfillment. Personal fulfillment, entrepreneurs may be motivated by a desire for personal growth, achievement in their business. Point number 3 is self-actualization. The desire to realize one's fulfillment or potential. Self-actualization is the desire to realize one's full potential and make a meaningful impact on their world. Can be strong internal motivators or entrepreneurs. Point number 4 is independence. Independence, this is where entrepreneurs might be motivated by a desire for independence and the ability to control their own destiny and decision-making process. We also went ahead to look at the external factors. External factors, this is just the things which are not personal. These are things to do with the society. First point is financial incentives, whereby we come to understand that entrepreneurs may be motivated by the potential for financial rewards such as profit making, wealth accumulation, and financial security. Point number 2 is social recognition. Public recognition accolades and and validate from peers and society can serve as external motivation for entrepreneurs. We also went ahead to look for the market demand. Market demand, when you want to invest in a given environment, you must do. If this environment is this kind of investment, we need to go well in such an environment, whereby identifying and responding to market opportunities and customers' needs to market opportunity and customers' needs can be powerful external motivation factors. We come to understand that both internal and external motivation factors are important for driving entrepreneurs. Internal motivation factors is often considered more influential in assessing long-term success. Internal motivation stems from a personal drive and passion for ventures. In conclusion, internal motivation factors that stem from personal passion fulfillment and self-actualization place a more successful fulfillment in their entrepreneurial endeavors. So, if there's anyone with any question, you can submit. We can do it together. If there is no, I'm going to welcome the next person to present lesson 14 going onwards.
So you have presented a question. You have presented this question 13 only. 13 only. So we have to appreciate our friends. We have to appreciate our friends. Ndio kuna wengine wanasema hapa tu, I will do better. I will do better. Ndio. Sisi anaangalia hapa. Unaona kama utaweza. Vuta, ilikuwa ilikuwa vizuri. Vuta, ilikuwa acha kusikia mwenzako wote. The next person. Right. Yes, you can take the floor.
We are going to
And volume. You have a deep voice. If you could only project it a bit, yeah. Yes.
how can understanding and our traits help you in that one adaptability and resilience. Entrepreneurs are often faced with unexpected challenges and need to adapt their strategies to overcome or do innovation and integration. Entrepreneurs are known
Watu wa nyuma mnasikia?
for their
Mnasikia kidogo? Just project your voice a bit.
innovation and creativity.
Yes.
Entrepreneurs are known for their innovative and creative approaches to problem solving. Three, proactive and initiative. Entrepreneurs are often self-motivated and take the initiative to identify opportunities and drive change. When I explain, this can demonstrate your value to employers and contribute to your career advancement. Number 4, leadership and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurial traits can be valuable in leadership roles as they emphasize ownership, accountability, and the ability to inspire and motivate others. Number 5, problem solving and critical thinking. Entrepreneurs are often skilled identifying problems and developing creative solutions. This can help you approach and contribute to the success of the organization. Career advancement. Employers often value candidates who possess an understanding of entrepreneurial principles, as it demonstrates a willing to think outside the box and proactive approach to problem solving. Number 7, skill development. Thinking encourages the development of essential skills like problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity. Entrepreneurs are often self-motivated, and take initiative to identify opportunities and drive change. And actually,
or the other. Yes. What I've just noticed is that at the end of it, yeah, in public speaking, that is not actually good. You should not hold yourself. You know, such things. Just be confident. Be confident and use gestures. Use gestures and gentle steps. Yes. And I think we are learning a lot. We are learning a lot. So we can appreciate him. Let's see those who are not appreciative. Kuna watu ambaye wako na uwivu sana, si ndio? Na hii wivu yao leo lazima itoke, si ndio? Yes, vuta. Hao wawili kujeni. Nyinyi wawili kujeni mbele hapo. Yes. Watu wana appreciate na nyinyi mnafanya nini? Let's have the two first. Relax. Let's have the two appreciating. So sugua, vuta, cheka, 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 cheka. Lukua. Good. Good. So let's appreciate in initial. Sugua. Sugua. Kuna jamaa mwingine tena anataka kusugua Sugua. Vuta. Lipua. Good. So let's have the next person.
Somebody asked you what is a business plan. Business plan is a formal document that outlines the goals of a business. A business plan.
There are people who are discussing behind there. What's happening?
A formal document
Huh?
that outlines the goals of a business, the strategy for achieving the goals. And the question about the business plan was outline the critical element of a business plan and explain why it is important. The first point is execute summary. In a business plan, it's a concise overview that highlights the key points of a document, and it includes the business mission and vision. Important of execute summary. It provides a concise overview of the business, including its mission and vision. Second point is business description. Business description provides an overview of the company, outlining its nature, purpose, and the business. Important of our business description offers detailed information about the business, including its structure, offering, and marketing plan. The third point, market analysis. Market analysis is a detailed assessment of a market within a specific industry. And the importance of market analysis, it examines industry trends, target market demographic, and competitive landscape. The fourth point, organization and management. Organization and management outlines the company's structure and the team responsible for its operation. The importance of organization and management is it outlines the business organization structure, ownership and management team. The fifth point is product or services. Product or services details what the business offers customers, and the important is it describes the product or services offered, highlighting their unique features and benefits. The sixth point is marketing and sales strategy. It outlines how the company plans to attract and retain customers, which includes targeted market, identify the specific audience. The importance of marketing and sales strategy is to detail how the business intends to attract and retain customers. And a strong marketing strategy is essential for generating sales and sustaining growth. I think I'll stop from there.
Okay.
Okay, so first point. Summary. The business plan is a concise overview that highlights the key points of the document, which includes business mission and vision. Can I
Okay. What are the disadvantages of somebody starting a business without a business plan?
Disadvantages of starting a business. If you are not targeting the working, not some if you want to start, let me say that creating unity. The person who are living there, they are not single.
That questions, because that's a very important question. Yeah. Do you really need a business plan for you to start a business? Do you really need it? Yeah. And he's asking that if you don't have that business plan, then what are you going to lose? And that's a very important question. It's a very important question. There are several things that he has mentioned there. Marketing, he has mentioned the customers, he has mentioned many things. But we have to realize that the business plan is a blueprint. Just the way you need a plan to build, you cannot build without a building plan. Well, it's not that you cannot build without a building plan, but when you have a building plan, you have better knowledge of what you are building, you have better knowledge of the materials, you have better knowledge of the amount you are going to spend, you have better knowledge of everything about that building. And that's why you need the business plan. It informs you everything about that business, so that before you start the business, you are ready to go. Kuna neno kwa Biblia nasema, if you want to build a house, you first of all sit down and weigh the cost. Come up with the cost. So that as you start building, usiwachie njiani, and then people will start laughing at you. You'll be a laughing stock. Why? Because they will be saying you started, in fact, you will be depicted as a person who was boasting. Wewe umeweza kujenga, lakini watu wanasema ulijidai. Alijidai anafanya nini? Anajenga, sio? Ati kubuild. Now see, amefika kwa ringi, ameshindwa. Sawa? So it is very important for us to be able to know every part of our business, so that we are able to come up with a budget that will enable us to start and run that business. So that's why the business is very important. So that was a good question, and he tried to answer it to the best of his knowledge. Remember, we also said that as our friends are doing the presentation, we need to get to understand these questions and understand the answers to these questions, because we are learning about entrepreneurship, and these questions are giving us an insight into entrepreneurship. So get to know what your friends are presenting as well as yours. Tulisema you can concentrate on the part that you are presenting, so that you know your part very well, so that you know the subject matter. When you come up here, you have seen several of them coming up here, and some of them wako kwa kitabu throughout, but you can see there are those when you wanaangalia kidogo and then they continue to present. That shows that actually you did some job, you did some research, and you understood what you are supposed to present, and therefore as you check, you are just getting the what, the points, and then expounding them. Sawa. So we are going to appreciate him, so that we move to the next. Tuko bado group what? We are in group B. Question number? That was question number 15. Did you tackle 16 also? 15 only. All right. So the next person is tackling which question? The next person is tackling 16. Is that the group leader? The one who is tackling question 6? Ninani? Let's, by show of hands. Who is tackling question 16? You have not agreed. Oh, this is the group dynamic that we are talking about. In the group dynamic, tulisema we agree to disagree, or disagree to agree. So ultimately, wewe ndio umejitolea. All right. So he's going to tackle question 16, but before that, we have to appreciate the guy who was just left. Watu wawili tunawaona. Vuta. Lipua. Nani hapo lipua? All right. So can we go ahead? And we do not mind about the dressing because we are coming from the workshop. So we shall all understand that we were just coming from the workshop and we didn't have time to change. But next time we are presenting somewhere, we will need to at least hizo boots na nini kitu kama hizo. Right. Yes, continue.
I'm going to take your questions
17, 18. You have left 16, eh? How many questions were you having? 10, eh? So 17 and 18. Sawa, go ahead.
Question 17. Role play as now where you must pitch your business idea to potential investors. What key points will you focus on? Number one is problem statement. Clear articles. The problem that your business is trying to solve. Number two is unique value proposition, whereby highlight the unique features or benefit of your product or service that you have been self-pitched on. Market opportunity. Provide an of the market size, growth, and potential. Business model. Explain how your business will generate revenue and make a profit. Team. Introduce the key members of your team and highlight their relevant skills and experience. Then question 18. Identify strategies for building a professional network as an aspirant that will you. How can this connection benefit your business? And one is networking. Identify strategies for building a professional network as an
Aspiring.
Continue. Join professional.
Wenye kucheka nyinyi ndio mtakuja hapa next.
Became a member of relevant professional organization. This group regular meetings, events, and resources that can help you grow your skills and networking benefits. Access to a community of like-minded professionals who can offer support, share experience, and provide opportunities for collaboration. Alumni network. Connect with our former classmates, professionals, and alumni. They often have men and resources that can be beneficial for career growth. Very important.
Have you finished? Are you through? You didn't take questions? Is there any question? Yes? Shoot the question.
You are into a scenario like you are talking with your customer, and your customer intends to feedback you in a wrong direction. As a business customer, what should you do to back that statement of your customer, which he has just answered you rudely or incorrectly? What should you do as a business?
So, did you talk about feedback? Feedback? You have an idea? The group members who tackled that question, any idea? Do you understand the question?
Okay, let me repeat the question. I'm just saying that you are into a scenario, you are operating with your customer, and you are talking with your customer, and yet your customer, the way he feedbacks you on a wrong dimension or an impolite language. As a businessman or a business lady, what should you do to back that feedback?
You are getting a feedback from the customer, and the feedback doesn't seem to be polite. Yeah. Can you give us an example of how a customer can be rude, or what kind of scenario are you imagining?
Okay, it's like this. When you come, you are a business person and I'm a customer. I approach you and ask you, can I find a soda? And then you say, sodas are not, for now, sodas are
we don't sell sodas here.
Yeah, then a customer replies, I'm a customer and funga duka na hii duka yako, toka nayo kama huwezi uza soda, haina hata left back hapa hivi. So as a business man, what should you do?
Yes, somebody wants to answer there?
Yeah, as a businessman, in a business is always positive, and the customer is always right. So the best thing is just look at the business side of it and grow your business and avoid such scenarios. At the end of it, become benefit.
So you have been told to funga duka. What do you say? Or you just keep quiet?
You keep quiet because you know, the moment you start arguing with somebody who is already trained once, you're bringing your level of
Hallelujah. Nobody can notice the difference. If you are the fool or she or he is the fool. Somebody else wanted to give another dimension? Kuna mikono mingine nilikuwa nimeona. Yes.
Okay, in this situation, what I can respond there concerning such a language, maybe when it comes to that argument, as a business, as an entrepreneur, silence is the best answer for that customer. And as Shikando has said earlier, that customer is always right. Yeah, customer is always right. But you as an entrepreneur, you must have what we call a polite language.
Yes, it's still the same aspect that you need to avoid answering some of the vulgar questions, some of the comments that are given which are hanging, you just ignore. But if you have an answer and you see that the question may be genuine, but put in an unpolite way, then you can look for a polite way to answer the question. Otherwise, there are some statements that are not even questions. Yeah. Kama huwezi uza soda, fanya nini? Funga duka, weka kwa mfuko yako we. And so that is a statement. That one is not a question. How do you answer such a question? So there are questions that are asked in form of a question, and that would be seeking for a feedback. But in this case, this is not a feedback, this is an insult. Sawa? All right. Do we have any other question? That was a good engagement to also give us ways of answering to questions that are raised and statements that you will encounter in the business scenario. So, who was presenting? Ni nani? Mkono juu. Yes, we want to appreciate him. Hallelujah. Kuna watu ambaye wanaboeka, sijui kama wanaona huyo sio rafiki yao, ama sijui kama ati unataka kumpatia zawadi. Zawadi lazima tumpatie, amesimama hapa mbele, si ndio? Sugua, vuta, lipua. Good, thank you. So next, we seem to have avoided cleverly question number 16. I don't know what it is. Which one are you talking? 16, that's good. All right.
Yeah, good morning once more. Yeah, we're going to tackle question 16. Question 16 is just a practical assessment. It says conduct a self-assessment together when you are entrepreneurial orientation. What areas do you excel in, and where can you improve? That is the question for question 16. So under this question, when we were looking on it in detail, you do with for a business, for you to excel in a business, you must have something that motivates you towards that business success. For your business to be success, there's something that must motivate you in one way or the other. So for a business to be successful, there must be things that you have to consider for it to go on smoothly. Number one point is that you must host your own events. Then you have to follow up and stay in touch with your business. You have to seek mentorship, and you have to go for guiding and counseling. For this point for guiding and counseling, there are very many companies, but there are very many organization that may go so that they can tell you or teach you on how business, on that such a business that you want to start may go successful. This point for us, your own events. If when we are looking for it, you have to organize workshop or networking events. We also want to look for the benefits for your business, for you to gain benefits. We have access to resources, mentorship and guidance, collaboration opportunities. So under access to resources, for you to start a business, you have to look a place that you want to start that your business is where you are going to be. There are customers going to buy your resources in that environment. You have to look for raw materials. Are there source of raw materials when I start this thing? Will I get raw materials for it to go successful? And you also have to look for, are there customers who are going to buy my products? Mentorship and guidance. You have to seek guidance from various types of people. You don't have to look for people in negative ways, but you have to seek guidance and mentorship.
Yes.
Yeah, as I conclude, the last part of it, it says that what areas do you excel in and where can you improve? When we were looking at this point, we come to understand that when you want to improve in a business, you must have a positive attitude. Don't be someone who is asked to each or our customers. You have to have a good attitude towards your customers. Also, we come to understand that you must have enough resources for you to start a given business. For you to start it, for it not to collapse, there must be enough. You must have to check. If I start such a business, is it going to excel or is it going to collapse? So you must consider you have enough resources. Another thing in conclusion, we have come to understand that for a business to go through, you must to understand that you must to check on the environment. in this, you must also, you have to check the security in that given area. If there's anyone person, yeah.
Okay, for example, if you talk about analyzing before you start a business. For example, if I may start a business, for example, my friend, the neighboring, is also doing the same business. For example, my business is thriving, same to his or her is thriving. For example, if I find competition is very high, how will I cope up so that at the end of the day, my business will not collapse?
Okay. I think for those who did business in a high school, don't maybe it's for fun. According to my understanding, in a business you must consider competition must be there in one way or the other. That's the first point. A competition must be in a business. So you must check how you are going to relate with your customers. You must have a positive attitude. That's when customers will come to buy your product. Attitude is what matters most in a business. How are you associating with your clients?
Yes.
Maybe I can try to answer that question.
Yes.
Before you start any business, you have factors to consider before selecting a business. So you must consider that factors before you decide that I want to do this particular business. So you have that factors, like for example, you can say when there is stiff competition. So you decide that I just wanted to do such a business, but let me switch and do this one because of the competition. So you have those factors that you need to consider before selecting a business.
Thank you.
It's very good. Yes.
Me, on that question, I will consider maybe the quality of the product. Maybe you have the same product, the price, the quality, and the quantity matter in competition, in business competition.
Very good point. Very good point. Another one?
For me, for that situation, I'll rebrand my product. I'll simply add value to the product that I'm selling.
Almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Almost the same thing. Very good. Yes, there.
If the business is same on the other hand, the product has same, what I can do is you just try how you handle your customers, the cleanliness that appearance of your goods, so that it can attract the customers.
Very good. Yes, those are some of the things that you can do to attract customers. Yeah, check what your neighbor or your competitors, what they are offering, and then rebrand and try to give a better option. Si tuko na Airtel na tuko na Safaricom. So what makes you to take Safaricom and to leave Airtel? So those are some of the things. Yeah, you can have a set very good performance. And I also want to talk on something that is normally known as justification in our business plan. In justification, you are writing the reason why you have to have that business. Why not another business? Why not in any other place? Yeah? Why have you chosen that business, and why have you placed it in the place where you have placed it? We've also talked about the business plan being very important. In the business plan, you have to mention or you have to locate that business. There's a place where you need to inform us of the location of the business. So that means that before you start that business, when it's still in the business plan stage, you have to know where that business is going to be situated. You have to know who are your competitors. You have to know how are you going to get the money for that business. You have to know what are the products that you are going to sell. You have to know all these things. So as you get to know these things, you will not go to that place to find a competitor. You will already have known the competitors that you have. So that whatever we are saying here, that we are going to improve the product, you will now be working on improving the product before you start that business, because you already know your customer. You will also do a self-assessment, and there's something called SMART, I don't know, analyzing your competition. You will analyze your competition and find out your strengths and your weaknesses. How is your competitors stronger than you? How are you stronger than them? How is your competitor weaker than you? How are you weaker than them? So that you can improve on this before you go into the business. That was really good, and I'm seeing that we are improving in our what? In our presentations and in our comprehension. Since now we have even more questions, we have more contributions, more answers. That means that there is some kind of understanding that we are getting into this